everyone. Today we'll learn Nishmas, Yehuda ben Bas Avram, and David ben Alexander and Chaim ben Shlomo Kalman. We are on Brachas Daf Chav Gimel Amud Aleph, about 15 lines from the bottom, 12 to 15 lines from the bottom, Tanur Rabbanan. If you have any questions, please post the questions, comments, likes. We appreciate everything. Tanur Rabbanan. It says in the Mishnah, they used to, time be gone, they used to leave the tefillin. If they had to go to the bathroom, they put tefillin in the wall, in the windows. What happened? And it happened that, I guess they had big rats in those days, or mice, and they would come and grab the tefillin. They liked tefillin. I guess they wanted some more kedusha. I don't think the achbarim would wear the tefillin, but they wanted the tefillin. Maybe it was food. So what did they say? No, so they used to put it in like holes in the wall. Holes like in the Beis HaKisei. I'm not sure what, we don't have these things, but I think in the excavations they found that there's like, they used to have like holes in the wall to put the candles or to put things down. Instead of making shelves, they just cut out a hole in the wall. So what happened? The mice came in and took the tefillin. So they changed the practices. They said, you know what, put it in the windows, facing outside, put it in the windows. I guess they didn't have glass in the windows, it was just like a window sill. So you didn't have a problem now with the mice, you had a problem with the people walking past. They'd see a pair of tefillin, they'd grab it, they'd steal it. So what do? Skinu chazal made a takana. You go into the bathroom, hold on to it. So it's the takana chazal. You can go to the bathroom, hold on to the tefillin, because otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to buy a new tefillin every day. It's not shaykh, right? Amar Rabbi Miyasha, I'm not sure I say his name. Miyasha, Berei de Rival, Rishub ben Levi, halacha. He paskins gailan come in sefer. You should wrap up the retzuas around the tefillin like a sefer, like a book. Hold it in your right hand against your heart. Omer of Yosef, so why dafka in your right hand? Since a person is supposed to only use his left hand to wipe, so mainly we're not worried he's going to accidentally touch the tefillin, make the tefillin dirty. Omer of Yosef ba Amud Yomi, Omer of Nachman. This is only if the straps of the tefillin can't be falling out of your hand at tefach, 10 centimeters. It's got to be wrapped up properly. The strap shouldn't be dangling out. Amar of Yaakov Baracha, Amar of Zera, Leishanu Ella, Shas B'Yev. What are we talking about here? Here we're talking about a case where there's enough time in the day. It's 2 in the afternoon. He can wear a tefillin. He leaves the bathroom. He can put his tefillin on. In those days, he used to wear tefillin the whole day. So if he's going to the bathroom, and there isn't time to put it on afterwards, he shouldn't do this. But if he wants to put the tefillin on afterwards, he should hold it in his hand. If there's no time left, Iceland come in kiss tefach. He should make them a pocket. He should make them a bag. Put them in a bag with a tefach or menichon and put it down. Tefach means you should have like 10 centimeters of space between the tefillin and the floor. That it's not like you put it on the karka. Rashi says, "Oislam kis tefach." And then it's like you've got like a barrier between the floor. You don't want to put your tefillin directly down on the floor. You put it down in the bag with a tefach. That's fine. Omer Abba Bacha, Nomer Rabbi Yochanan, B'yayim Gailan Kivin Sefer, Umnicham B'yadi Kedeged Libay. During the day, you should wrap it up like a sefer and hold it in your hand. And at night, you should wrap it up. You should put it in a bag with a tefach and put it down on the floor. When does it help to put your tefillin in a bag and put it on the floor? That's only if the kli is shu klion. It's kli. If it's a bag that's dedicated for the tefillin, it has to have the tefach in it between the floor and the tefillin, the barrier of the tefach. But if it's a random bag you made one time, then you don't need the tefach.
When do you put it tefillin on the floor?
If he's going to the bathroom, he's got nowhere to put the tefillin down. He doesn't have a table, there's nowhere to put it down. You can't put it in the window because you're worried that someone's going to grab it. Right? So what should you do? Put it on the floor. There's nowhere else to put it. So you can put it on the floor, but you can't put it directly on the floor. It's a bizayon to put tefillin on the floor. So what you do, you got to put it in a bag. If it's a bag that's dedicated for the tefillin, you need a tefach. If it's not a bag that's dedicated for the tefillin, you have a shopping bag, you put it in your shopping bag, then you can put it on the floor directly.
Why?
So we're going to see it's worse. If it's dedicated for the tefillin, it's worse. Because it's like part of the tefillin. You put your tefillin bag on the floor.
Oh, it's kosher.
It's like someone puts a tefillin bag on the floor. It's like, well, if let's say you have your tefillin bag in your hand luggage, right? In your backpack, and you got there your sandwiches, you got there your camera, you put the bag on the floor. No one's thinking, oh, you put your tefillin on the floor. You put your bag on the floor. The bag happens to have your tefillin there. But if you take your tefillin bag and you put it on the floor, it's like, a guy puts his tefillin bag on the floor, I think that's the general idea.
I think you're right.
Amama Zutra Vitema Rav Ashi. Teda, you should know. Sharei Pachin Ktanim Etzilin Ba'el Ameis. If you've got a tiny little kli that's closed, and there's something inside the kli, you got inside there, I don't know what, you got there a spoon in this little tiny vase, or whatever you call it, and then there's a mace in the room, so everything becomes tomei. But if this spoon is in a kli, so it's not tomei, it saves. So similarly, the bag saves the tefillin from the bizayon. I was with Reb Chaim. And he wanted to go to the bathroom. Okay, it happens. He wanted to go to the bathroom. He was holding Agarata Sefer. He would give us Agarata Sefer. He didn't go to the bathroom with this Agarata, with the Sefer Torah. Right? But when he was holding his tefillin, he didn't give us the tefillin. He went into the bathroom with the tefillin. Omar, he said, we're turning the page now. Since Chazal said you're allowed to go to the bathroom with the tefillin, Natron, I'm going to watch the tefillin. The Natron, Rashi says, take a look in Rashi top line. What does it mean in Natron? This is an interesting Rashi. You might think he means I'm going to watch the tefillin myself. No, Rashi says no. The Natron Ishmeruni. I'm going to take the tefillin to the bathroom and the tefillin's going to protect me. I'm going to take the tefillin to the bathroom and the special kedusha of the tefillin is going to protect me from mazikim, from ghosts, whatever's in the bathroom that's going to damage him, harm him, health issues maybe. It's going to help him. So since it's mut to take the tefillin to the bathroom, I'd rather take the tefillin to the bathroom. Amarava, ki avazin in Basrei, the Rab Nachman. I was following Rab Nachman. Kavanaka sefer dagat yavlan. When he went to the bathroom with the sefer vagalta, he gave it to us. Kavanaka tefillin lo yavlan. He also did the same thing. He didn't give us the tefillin. He went into the bathroom with the tefillin. Amar v'sharun rabbanon the natron. Since it's muta, the natron is going to protect me. Tan rabbanon. Slightly nusugya here. What are you allowed to hold in your hand? Not allowed to hold in your hand when you're davening Shemona Esra. Are you allowed to hold something in your hand? You're about to daven. You're about to pray Shemona Esra. Are you allowed to hold something in your hand, or is it a problem? So it says the gemorah, you're not allowed to hold your tefillin in your hand, or a sefer Torah in your arm, and daven. You're not allowed to. When you're praying, you shouldn't be holding a tefillin. You shouldn't be holding a sefer. Why? Take a look in Rashi. Top line in Rashi. You can't concentrate properly when you're praying if you're holding something. He's thinking about it the whole time. A part of your brain is focused on the fact that you're not going to drop this. So you can't concentrate. So you can't pray while holding on to these things. V'lo yashin b'hen mayin, you can't pass water in it. If you're holding the tefillin, you can't pass water either. V'lo yishin b'hen, you can't sleep with it. You can't sleep with the tefillin on. Lo yishenis keva, v'lo yishenis arai. Not a little shluff, not a little you doze off for a few seconds. V'lo yishenis arai, not sleeping in your bed for 3 hours. Rashi says v'lo yishin b'hen. Take a look in the second line of Rashi. It's interesting a little bit. You can't sleep with the tefillin. We haven't seen this till now. You're not allowed to sleep with the tefillin on. Why not? Lo yishin b'hen. Rashi says shem yafiach. Rashi says you might pass gas, and that's a bizayin for tefillin. It's also. So that's why Rashi says you can't sleep with the tefillin on. There's a little aleph there which says take a look at the Agas Agra. The Gra changed the gears in Rashi. I don't know why. But take a look at the Agas Agra says not Shema Yafiach. He changes the Ches to Lamed. Shema Yapel. You sleep in your tefillin, you might drop the tefillin. That's why you can't sleep with the tefillin on. I'm not sure why he doesn't like the fact that Shema Yafiach. I don't know. Hi. Either way, so machlokes why you can't sleep with tefillin on. Huh?
Either way it works.
You can't sleep with it either because you're going to drop it or because the person might pass gas. Okay, so it says the gemorah. It could be according to the Gra, it's not a bizayin to pass gas if you're sleeping. Maybe that's what it means. I don't know. I'm making up stuff here. So it says the gemorah. Amar Shmuel. Sorry. Amar Shmuel. So that's the brisa. That's the lashon of the brisa. Again, recap. The brisa says you can't hold the tefillin and pray. You can't go past water with him on. You can't sleep. Amar Shmuel. Sakin umayis v'kara v'kikar. A knife, money, a bowl, and bread. It's like tefillin and sefer Torah that you're not allowed to pray while you're holding a knife, or while you're holding money. Why? The knife, you're worried you're going to drop the knife, that's going to cut your foot. Money, you're worried you're going to drop the money and you'll lose your money. Bread, you're worried it's going to fall and it's going to get disgusting. A kara, you're worried that you're going to spill your soup, right? So you can't concentrate when you're praying holding these things. It's like holding sefer Torah and tefillin, and therefore also to pray when you're holding it. Omar Rav Shashis. Okay, so now we get into a big kasha over here. Omar Rav Shashis. Hold cop. We do not pass like this brisa we just said. We're not passing like this. This brisa is not la halacha. Why? I'll tell you why. The Beis Shammai. This brisa is Beis Shammai, and he's going to prove to us that this is Beis Shammai. Well, how does he know it's Beis Shammai? And if it's Beis Shammai, we're not passing like Beis Shammai. How does he know Beis Shammai? Why? The Beis Hillel. If you're going to tell me that this brisa is Beis Hillel, Hashta, we saw yesterday, Beis Hakise Kavua Shari, Beis Hakise Arim Bay. If he's allowed to go to Beis Hakise Kavua, meaning to sit down in the bathroom for Gedolim, he's allowed to sit down in the bathroom and take his tefillin. So Beis Hakise Arim Bay, you have to tell me that he's not allowed to pass water with his tefillin on? Of course you can't. That's Pashut. That's not a Chiddush. Sorry, it doesn't make sense. Sorry, before we saw Beis Hillel says he go to the bathroom with his tefillin on. He's not allowed to go to the bathroom with his tefillin on. And here you're saying he's not allowed to pass water. So it's a kal v'chayma. So
If you defecate with the you can't pass water with it.
sorry, so take a look at the bottom Rashi. You're right. Take a look at the bottom Rashi. The Beis Hillel, the bottom Rashi on the top last white line. The Beis Hillel, ha'ami la'el eichzem b'yadav v'nichnas. According to Beis Hillel, he's allowed to go to the bathroom and hold it while he's going to the bathroom, right? So for sure he should be able to hold it while he's passing water. That's the mashmos of the gemorah. If he's allowed to hold his tefillin while he goes in to sit down, so surely he can hold it while he's just standing up. It's much less of an issue. It's much less of a bizayin. Yeah? Okay, so Mesiveh. So again, Rav Bar Shesha says this can't be Beis Hillel. It's got to be Beis Shammai. So Mesiveh. Dvarim shitati lechakan asas lechakan. It says in the brisa, the things that I've allowed here, I've asked here. Sometimes it's asa, sometimes it's mutter. Meaning what? My love tefillin. Are we not talking about tefillin? In other words, a tefillin, in one place it's mutter, in one place it's asa. Mashmois means with sitting down it's mutter, standing up it's asa. So if you're going to tell me who said this thing of sometimes it's mutter, sometimes it's asa, if you're going to tell me it's Beis Hillel, when is it mutter kavua? Basically say kavua, meaning when you sit down. A person has to go for gedolim, for number 2. Basically say arai. But if he has to go for a basically say arai, standing up to pass water, then it's going to be asa. That's what this is. Now it's for arai it's mutter, and this is asa. If you're going to tell me that this whole memra, the whole brisa is Beis Shammai, Beis Shammai didn't say anything's mutter. According to Beis Shammai, you can't pass water and you can't go to the bathroom either with it. So according to Beis Shammai, there's never heta. Beis Hillel says you go to the bathroom for gedolim.
How is this whole thing knowlege? We're passing like Beis Shammai and not.
So we're trying to establish now, is this Beis Shammai Beis Hillel? The Brisa had a memra that sometimes it's mutter, sometimes it's asa. So that can't be Beis Shammai, because Beis Shammai says it's always asa. If you're talking about tefillin, it's always asa. So what this? So Rava Amashrusheshis has to be wrong. This is got to be Beis Hillel, and Beis Hillel sometimes says it's mutter, sometimes says it's asa. So that's the Gemara's kasha. It's complicated kasha, but that's the Gemara's kasha. It's never mutter, it's always asa. And the Brisa seems to be saying that sometimes it's mutter and sometimes it's asa. So that's got to be Beis Hillel. So if it's Beis Hillel, we could pass it like this. He said we can't pass it like this because it's Beis Shammai, but it can't be Beis Shammai because it says sometimes it's mutter, sometimes it's asa. So Ki Tanya he. So Gemara answers, no. This thing that sometimes is mutter, sometimes is asa, is talking about something totally different. Nothing to do with tefillin. Ki Tanya he in tefach of tefachayim. There's a machlekes about tefach of tefachayim. What's the machlekes? It's the Tanya. Tani chadashu nifne megale lachav techa. Kshu nifne. A person goes to the bathroom. Megale lachav tefach velefanav tefachayim. He should move his clothes away. He should reveal 1 tefach, 10 centimeters, behind him, and in front of him 2 tefach. The Tanya Idich, a different Brisa says, lachorav tefach, in front of him 1 tefach, velefanav, in front of him nothing. So you've got this machlekes. Is it 1 and 2 or 1 and 0? So the Gemara wants to say, my love, idi v'idi bish. Are we not talking about, in both cases, we're talking about a man, a male. V'lo kasha. What's the difference? Kan l'g'dailim, kan l'k'tanim. Here it's talking about if he goes for g'dailim, if he's sitting down, he's got g'dailim, so he needs to reveal 1 and 0 or 1 and 2. It's machlekes. Kan l'k'tanim, if he only has to urinate, so he only has to reveal in front of him, behind him, he doesn't have to reveal bichlal. That's the Rishonim understand. In other words, if he's just going for k'tanim, why is he moving his clothes away from the back at all? He only has to reveal in front. But if he's going for gedolim, he has to open the front and the back. And the Rishonim is saying, why does he have to open the front if he's going in the back? Because Rashi says, since he's pushing himself to make, take a look in Rashi, I divided gedolim. This guy's going to the bathroom for number 2, but number 1 comes out also. So that's why he has to open the front and the back. V'lo kasha. Sorry, back up a line. V'tizbura. Is that true? Is it true that for k'tanim you have to open the back? If he's going for k'tanim, why should you have to open the back at all? What's the tzad? If this is k'tanim, it's a gedolim. What's the tzad that for k'tanim he should ever have to reveal the back? The Gemara changes its mind. The whole thing is talking about gedolim. Tefach, tefachayim, or 1 and 0, they're both talking about a case where he goes for number 2. The difference is if it's a man or a woman, it's a machlekes Rishonim which one's which. If the woman has to be covered up in the back or the man. But the difference between 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, 1 and 0, 2 and 1 tefach is whether it's a man or woman. And therefore that's what it means by saying Masha Sati Tati, that there's a difference that sometimes it's mutter, sometimes it's also a man, woman. That's what the Brisa meant when it said Mokum Shusati Tati. That for a man it's mutter, for a woman it's also to reveal yourself. That's what the Gemara wants to say. That's what this means. This cryptic verse, Masha Sati Tati, that sometimes it's Sati, sometimes it's Tati. So Ihachi says the Gemara, Hadik Tani Allah. The Brisa continues and says, Zek kal v'chomer she'en lav tshuva. This is a kal v'chomer that there's no way to answer. Ma'en lav tshuva. What do you mean there's no tshuva? Tachad milsehi. Hachi isa. Of course there's a tshuva. The tshuva is that the reason why she can reveal, he can't reveal, or the other way around, depends how you learn it, is because that's how the guy has to go to the bathroom. What does it mean when the Brisa said, this is a kal v'chomer that you can't ask on? Why not? It makes sense. This is the Gemara is saying that it doesn't make any sense. So says the Gemara, this is a complicated Gemara. So answers the Gemara. Sorry, 1 second, I lost the place. Okay. Okay, sorry, I skipped the line, I think.
Yeah.
I did, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was wondering what's going on over there. Okay. So the Gemara asks, right? Mikol Mokum Kasha, but you have the other, sorry. So, Zer Kav Chom Shem L'Tshuva. Ma'en Alav Tshuva. What does it mean there's no Tshuva? The milsa achisa. Ella, that's the normal way. A man goes like this, a woman goes like that. That's the way. Ella laughed tefillin. The Gemara goes back to assuming we're talking about tefillin over here. You know what we're really talking about tefillin? We're not talking about how much a person can move his clothes. But Yifta the Rav Rav Sheshes to Yifta, and we've got this kasha of Sheshes. You have a kasha of Sheshes. The Hakad of Sheshes say that it's got to be Beis Shammai. It can't be Beis Shammai. You got a kasha. You're right. That bleibt schwer. Become Mokum Kasha. Become Mokum Kasha. Hashta Beisa Kisei Kavur Shari. Beisa Kisei Hare Lakoshkein. What are you going to do? If to go for number 2, it's mutter to take it tefillin. Why, when he goes to pass water, is it going to be asur? The Gemara answers, Hachi Gamar. This is what it means. Beisa Kisei Kavur. If he's sitting down, the lechem it says his meiraglayim, his urine doesn't squirt, doesn't spritz everywhere. Shari, he's allowed to take his tefillin. We're not worried he's going to. Rashi says we're not worried he's going to. He gets some water on his legs. He's going to wipe it with his hands and touch his tefillin with his urine. But we're not worried because he's sitting down. His urine doesn't go everywhere. Basically, see arai where he's standing up, deacon it cites and it could spray. There could be spray. Asri, it's also because we're worried it's gonna spray on his leg, and he's gonna wipe it with his hands to dry it off. And Rashi says he's mechuyev to wipe it off. He's not allowed to leave it on his legs. He's mechuyev to wipe it off because he shouldn't look like someone that's got medical issues. He's a kushavcha. He's also levei bakal. So he's mechuyev to wipe it off.
Obviously, these guys don't have Parkinson's.
I guess, right? Deacon says Asri. So if that's the case, if that's what we're talking about, that sitting down is better than standing up. The going for ketanim is more chomer than going for gedolim. Why did the Gemara say there's no tshuva? Why did the Gemara say, it's a kal v'chomer of tshuva? If you can wear tefillin for going to the bathroom for gedolim, of course you can wear it for ketanim. No, ketanim is more chomer. Ketanim is got its tzaitzes, right? Why did the Brisa say of tshuva? Tshuva ma'isahu, great tshuva. So Achika this is what the Gemara meant when it says in of tshuva. Hi milsa tesila b'toyos timer. V'loi tesila b'kav chayma. What it means is, don't say we know this from a kav chayma. You should learn it because of a tam, not because of kav chayma. The asla b'toyos kav chayma. If you're going to tell me this thing because of a kav chayma, zel kav chayma she'en of tshuva. It's going to be a kav chayma she'en of tshuva. That's what it means. It means don't learn it from a kal v'chaymer. because that's a kal v'cholim she'en of tshuva. You have to learn it from the tam. Now the reason why is because here it spritzes, here it doesn't spritz. That's why by gedolim you can hold your tefillin, but by ketanim you can't hold your tefillin. Okay, we're going to wrap up here. There's a whole new sugya, and it's the end of the time. We're going to carry on from Suda. The next gemorah is discussing taking off your tefillin for eating. All right, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. This